Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On Monday, the 7th day of February 2022, I did a comprehensive analysis about an order which was issued by the Deputy President Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto to his allies who were elected either as senators or as members of parliament on Jubilee Party to resign by 8th, which was the next day on Tuesday. That video is one of the most performing videos on this platform this year so far. It has received around 71,000 views as at now. And I'm getting a lot of feedback from you guys. Many of you are asking me whether those members of parliament actually resigned. The truth of the matter is that so far, none of those members of parliament submitted their resignation either to the Register of Political Party or to Jubilee Party. In fact, Raphael Tuju challenged them to submit their resignation letter because they were not going to even press any charges, or they were not going to force them to leave their parliamentary seats. But none of them has resigned so far. So in this video today, I want us to look at why these members of parliament actually defied that order. Because you remember, Didmas Baraza actually stood publicly in the presence of the DP and promised that they were going to resign. None other than Aden Duale was also very clear that they are going to resign by 8th of February. None of them has resigned so far, which means they either agreed not to resign again or they defied that order by the Deputy President. So I want us to look at why they defied that order or why these guys decided not to resign. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please just click the subscribe button now. If you have not yet subscribed, just click that button now so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. What we do on this channel is simple. We analyze politics in a way you can't find it in any other place. So the best thing for you is to click that subscribe button so that anytime we post a video, YouTube will notify you. To the subscribers, I'm always grateful for the support. But give this particular video thumbs up. Let me get back to the main issue. I promised to do the video about Wanjigi. I want to do something concrete. So there's some information I'm still waiting for. And for those who follow politics, the Azimio team were yesterday in Siaya. And from what I observed, Raila Odinga and ODM must be very, very careful. Because if they're going to mismanage the nomination, I can assure them that they're going to be shocked at the ballot. Because the voters down there seemingly are very clear that they will not allow anybody to be imposed on them. I'll do that analysis, even if not today or not tomorrow, but I'll do it. Let us get back to the main issue. Why was the order to resign issued in the first place? Refer to my previous video. I'm going to put the link here. But why have they refused to resign? In my view, these members of parliament have not resigned because of these 5 reasons. Number one is numbers. You know, William Ruto and his team and the UDA have made it very clear that they enjoy absolute majority in parliament. As a matter of fact, the other day they were saying that they have over 160 members of parliament allied to them. Remember, Jubilee Party has 199 members of parliament, which leaves President Uhuru Kenyatta with only 30-something members of parliament. So because of the game of numbers, politics is a perceptional game. If, for example, only 30 members of parliament were willing to resign and went ahead and resigned publicly, what would have been the implication? So I think the UDA leadership sat down and figured out that unless we are going to resign over 100 members of parliament, over 100 parliament, That's when they were going to make that move. But without that, it was going to impact on them negatively. For example, if 50 members of parliament resigned, that would have meant that 144 have refused to resign. So you look at it from that political perspective, then you realize and you understand why this move was not really pushed. Otherwise, if the DP and his brigades were sure of over 150 members of parliament resigning and joining UDA, because the law now allows them, probably they would have done that. So that's number one. Number two is the legal implications. What does the law say about a member of parliament resigning from the party which took him or her to parliament to join another party? What does the law say? For example, I know Eseli Simiyu and Wafula Wamunyinyi are currently officials of a new political party, which means technically they have left Ford Kenya. UDA leadership would have used those cases so that they leave Jubilee and join UDA. But I tend to think that probably they fear that someone might go to court. And after going to court, the biggest casualty was going to be William Ruto. He was going to be removed. And if Ruto is removed, President Uhuru Kenyatta was going to have an opportunity to appoint someone else as the deputy president. William Ruto is not going to resign. He's not going to resign. But if he was going to receive these people in his new political party, it would have meant a different thing. So I think because of the political implication, the deputy president and his brigades decided that instead of resigning, let us just stay here. Even the members of parliament are not sure whether if they went ahead and resigned, then someone can go to court and then they'll be forced to lose their seats. No member of parliament would want to lose his seat at this moment. In fact, most of them would want to see their term through so that their benefit they're likely to get. That's, in my view, could be one of the reasons, legal implications. Number three, I think it has to do with Jubilee NDC. The National Delegates Conference is actually one of the organs of the parties, of any political party, which makes decisions. So if this NDC was going to meet and these members of parliament had resigned, they could have gone ahead and came up with very weird recommendations. Some of them even to kick Ruto out of Jubilee Party. And what is the implication of removing Ruto from Jubilee Party? I also tend to think that because of this NDC, they decided to wait and see how it's going to happen, the next move by the president and Jubilee Party. Then if that next move is going to favor them resigning, then probably they had made the decision that they only resign after that. But if that decision is not going to favor them to resign, then they are going to stay put. So I want to believe that what these guys are doing is that they are actually marking time as they wait for the outcome of Jubilee National Delegates Conference, which is actually also designed to coincide because the Delegates Conference will be on 25th and 26th. That's the same day ODM will also hold its National Delegates Conference on 25th and 26th. The next day, the president will formally endorse Raila Odinga. So probably they are waiting for that NDC. If that NDC was not there, probably they would have gone ahead and resigned. And number four, in my view, which is also very important, is that these members of parliament, most of them fears losing their seats. If we were to go for a by-election, even if it's only 2 months, the members of parliament from Rift Valley, they are sure. What about those from Coast? What about those from Central Kenya? Are they sure that they'll retain their seats? And I think because of those fears of losing their seats, they finally agreed that let us just stay put, play the games within until such a time when it will be really necessary to resign. Otherwise, going for an election under this circumstance, even if they were to be 100, you know, it's not even possible for IBC to hold those elections, in my view, with the remaining time. So maybe they were going to be, their seats were going to be declared vacant, and after that, they lose their seats, then elections will not be conducted. IBC would say that they are time barred. And lastly, I think is President Uhuru Kenyatta factor. You know, majority of members of parliament who are being targeted here are from the larger Mount Kenya region. Uhuru Kenyatta is now coming out clearly to support Raila Odinga. Uhuru Kenyatta is coming out clearly to rebrand and revamp Jubilee Party. So far, new offices are being set up. The Jubilee headquarters, currently there are serious activities taking place there, and Uhuru is likely to start going to the ground. How will Uhuru Kenyatta's move to go to the ground impact on these people? So some of them are still doing what they call wait and see attitude. Because let's face it, let's face the reality. If Uhuru Kenyatta is revamping Jubilee Party, Uhuru Kenyatta is opening Jubilee offices, Uhuru Kenyatta is offering money to aspirants who will be running on Jubilee, if Uhuru Kenyatta will physically be campaigning for these guys, then you must agree that most of these guys fear the Uhuru Kenyatta factor. Because Uhuru is the president. He might decide, I'm not going to deal with Ruto. I want to deal with you guys. I know these are small people down here. He can crush them. So most of these people are not comfortable. And the fact that during the Jubilee NDC, there are several other members of parliament who are allied to the deputy president who will be making a comeback to Jubilee Party. So because of those suspicions, these members of parliament could not resign. William Ruto failed in that scheme. But if it was through him that he had re-advised them again that let us not resign, let us just wait and see, then it's fine. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny.